Hey, crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky DIY, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba, Canada. Today, we are making this cute little envelope card holder. It's ephemera style, but we're gonna do it my style. So we are using the Daisy Designer Series paper, which is available in the annual catalog. I've got a couple of pieces already cut here, and we're making it out of one piece of paper. This is 7 inches by 8 inches. I'll have to double check. So 7 inches by actually 9.5. And I've got our score line already done. Actually, we're not going to be scoring it. We're just using it as a fold line at 1.25 inches from the edge. And what you're going to do is take one side of your paper and you're going to bring it up and you're going to fold it so that it lines up against the score line. If you wanted to, you could totally mark it with a ruler. Scoring it was easier for me. Then I will use my bone folder. And we've got our part done. So what we're going to do next is, when we have it open, you can see that it's scored on the diagonal. We are going to mark it at 3 3/4 of an inch from one side and 4 inches from the other. So the easiest way that I found to do this was to bring in my paper trimmer, and then we're going to line it up on one of the lines so that we know that we're doing it straight, and then line up the point on the 4-inch line. Make sure that your paper is straight, lined up at 4 inches, and then with your score blade, just very gently up and down a couple of times. And then on the other one, you're going to flip it over, line it up at 3 3/4 of an inch. Make sure that it's lined up straight on the line as well. So your score line is going to be straight. And then again, just up and down a couple of times. You just want to make sure that your crease is really good and sharp. Excuse me. So that when you do the next part, we can make sure that it is exactly where we want. Now, you're going to take the 3 3/4 inch piece. I have it on the right-hand side, and we're going to bring in our 4-inch and then just fold it and line it up. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to fold it in as well and burnish both with our bone folder. Get a really good, nice crease. And then we're going to take our smaller piece and tuck it inside to create our envelope. Now, if you don't want the daisy side out, all you need to do is flip over and crease it the other way. So 3 3/4 inch side gets tucked into the 4-inch side. I'm going to recrease our, make sure everybody's going to lay nice and flat. There we go. So you can flip it around either way, whichever you prefer. And then again, we're going to tuck the smaller piece into the larger piece, and it will fit into our envelope. You will need to trim. You can corner round, you can do whatever you want to these edges. Actually, I wonder if you're even really careful, you can use the hexagon punch that I have here to round your edges. Just tuck it in, make sure only the piece that you want cut, and you've got your edges rounded. So our card is finished, or our envelope is finished, I should say. Now we're going to decorate our card pieces. I have a few different options here. I've got 3 3/4 inch by 5 1/4, and 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I've got some scraps left over from my piece that I trimmed. And I also had, of course it's gone missing now, there was a 2-inch piece as well that I had cut, there it is, that I am going to tuck into this part. And it can be a bookmark, it can be just another little area to write something on. So now we're going to get to decorating. Now, one of the first things that I'm going to do, actually, I love this stamp set and I haven't used it in forever. So I've got Lemon Lolly, which is one of the coordinating colors for my paper. I'm just going to go ahead and ink up my stamp. I'm using a super light color on this because I want people to be able to write a message on my piece of cardstock. This would be great for like a office birthday or something that you need a lot of people to sign birthday cards for. This is how I like to use full-size background stamps. It's just easier for me to flip and do the whole card all at once. And then just very carefully, so you've got a nice little detail here. And ink it up again. Now, if you are like me and you have 100 million pieces of pattern paper in your stash, I invite you to go check out my website, andreaestenson.ca. I'll link it down below as well. I, at the end of March, will be uploading a Paper Palooza. So for 5 days, you will get a class that is tips, tricks, ideas, and all kinds of card design ideas for using your patterned paper stash. So there's our 2 pieces done. I'm going to stick this guy in here. So yeah, I've got all kinds of ideas for things that you can make with paper that you have in your stash. So pop on over, the link is down below. And I can't wait to share all of my ideas and designs with you. All right, so we're going to stick this one in like this. Then I'll make sure I did that right, actually. Yep, this is the back one. So the taller one goes into the back. Then this guy goes in next. And it is a little bit smaller, so it will go in easier. And then your last piece goes in like this. You can decorate the inside pieces however you want, but the most fun for me is going to be actually decorating the bookmark and also how we're going to finish the outside. Now, I've got some Stampin' Up! Masking paper that we're actually going to create basically DIY washi tape with this. So I am going to go ahead and do probably 1.5 inches. Oops, there we go. And then we're going to score this at 3/4 inch. It's just easier when it's already scored to make sure that it's going to do what we want it to do. And then we're going to trim it to 4 1/4. We might need to trim it with scissors when we're done. And then I'm just going to use Heartfelt Hexagon. And we're going to grab a little flower stamp. And I'm going to stamp it all over in Starry Sky. So just repeat as often as you want. Now you can use this for, or use any stamp set that you want, any color that you want on this. And if you have washi tape, you can also for sure use that. But then we're going to add another little element, actually. I'm going to take this little guy off because I don't know if your craft room is anything like mine, you will lose the little stamps. Blending brush and Lemon Lolly. And I'm just going to grab, actually I'll use my template paper here. And then I'm just going to ink up. And we're going to go over this with Lemon Lolly. I'm not going over it super, super dark because Lemon Lolly is a very light color. And I just want to kind of hide a little bit of the white. There is white in our design, so it's fine. But I don't want it to be a glaring white. So let me know down below if you've made your own envelopes or packaging, and if you'd like to see more videos like this one. I am definitely low-key in my crafting, and I think that card making is something that just about anybody can accomplish. All right, so peel off our backing, move this guy out of the way, and then we're going to just line up our creases. I am going to have to trim this just a little bit and then wrap it around. So that's going to make sure actually that when we go ahead and tuck our cards in, that nothing is going to go where it shouldn't. Just give that a bit of a trim. And then tuck this guy in. Now in the smaller pouch, come on, you could also tuck in that. Oh, there we go. Let's go. There we are. Not sure what that got stuck on. You can tuck in a little gift card. There's so many possibilities for what you could use this for. There we go. All right, and then we're going to decorate our bookmark. And we're just going to cut a 2-inch strip of, I think, the daisies, actually. So we'll do 5 inches by actually one. I'm going to do a bit of a runaround. So 2 inches, 1.5 inches, I think is what we're going to do this one at. And then 5 inches. So this will be 4 3/4 of an inch. Actually, I'll flip it that way. And then when we go and put our card together, we can either write a little message on the back. You can run some, watch, this one's going to be empty. No, not quite. You can run some, I just lost my train of thought. You can stamp something on the back. You can add more signatures. You can put a little, poke a hole or punch a hole and add a little bit of ribbon. So we're going to pop that there. And then for our finishing touches, I'm going to be using Heartfelt Hexagon. I'm going to use the Hope Your Day is Filled with Joy. But I'm also going to use something that I haven't used in a while, which is the Ladybug Punch. So I've got some Poppy Parade here, and I'm just, or Sweet Sorbet, I should say. Just going to pop out a set of wings. Then on my basic black cardstock that I've been using as my kind of stamping surface today, I'm going to punch out a ladybug. Oops. Oh, there's my stamp, or my wings that I had punched out earlier. And then we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Oh, I was working with the gold leaf earlier, and apparently it wanted to come back out and play. Okay, so we've got that. See, I'm looking for classic matte dots. actually take your pick tool, which I just had. I've been going through a bit of a craft room reorganization, so it's always nice when things are actually where I put them. I'm also doing a gigantic clear out of my retired Stampin' Up! Stuff over on my Facebook page if you'd like to check that out. The site's Andrea, or what is it? My Facebook page is Prairie Sky DIY, and I'll link that down below as well. I think I'll do 2 big ones and a couple of smaller ones on here. There, I think that works. So we've got our ladybug. I am going to put her on our bookmark. I think I'm going to do a flat lay on that one. So we're going to attach her onto the bookmark. And then you can add other things if you wanted to. Then I'm going to grab our, I just had a moment that I thought I was going to change my mind, but we're back on track. I hope your day is filled with joy is the sentiment that we're doing. We're going to punch out our hexagon in the same red that we did for the ladybug. And we'll stamp in Starry Sky again as well. So just a tap, tap, tap to get the ink on. Aim for center. Now you can absolutely stamp and then punch. Honestly, it usually depends on my mood for what my preference is for that. And then I'm going to pop this up on a couple of dimensionals. All right, so I hope you enjoyed my first Friday free class. I do a free class the first Friday of every single month. You can check in the archives for that. And here is our card. Actually, I think we need some extra blingy bling for that. I think it needs a little bit of sparkle and shine, and I've always got rhinestones close at hand. So we're going to do 2 larger ones. The large ones are usually the ones that I have left last. I tend to go for the small. They just seem, I don't know, a little bit more classic. All right, so we'll do 3 that way, and we'll do 2 that way. So a little bit of a different card today. Loads of room to write messages. You can write on the front and the back. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. And don't forget to go check out that Paperpalooza class on my website, which is also linked down below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you soon.